What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. Today, I'm doing my 2023 NASCAR Cup Series Championship predictions. We'll go through all four drivers who will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship, and I will tell you who I think will be your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver that will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship for 2023 is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron has scored 6 wins in the 2023 season, has had 14 top 5s, he's had 20 top 10s, has 921 laps led, and has 11.2 average finish. This has been the breakout season for William Byron that we've all been hoping for. We've kind of hoped that this is going to happen, and finally William Byron has had his breakout year. But not only has he been his breakout year, he has been the most dominant driver so far of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. William Byron, a lot of people are considering the favorite to win the championship simply because of that, of his dominance. He won the race at Phoenix in the spring, and I think William Byron does have a really good opportunity and a really good chance to win the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. And you look at the playoffs as well, especially in the second half, outside of the race we just had at Marshall, his average finish before that had been like a 5th or 6th place. He'd been extremely cool, collective, and been significant of having a good year in 2023. I think I remember the Rudy Fugle and William Byron pairing 20 or 25 years down the road for how great of a pairing it has been. And I think William Byron may lead this team to their first ever NASCAR Cup Series championship. It's been a great year for this team. It's been a breakout year. And I think William Byron has a really great chance and a fantastic opportunity to potentially win his first ever NASCAR Cup Series championship. I think he could have a chance to get it done this year in 2023. The second driver who will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship for 2023 is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has scored 4 wins in 2023, has 14 top 5s, 17 top 10s, has led 1,127 laps, which is the most of anybody in the field this year in 2023, has a 15th place average finish. Kyle Larson has been the example of checkers or wreckers. Larson, like I mentioned, has had 4 wins and is tied for the most top 5s of anybody in this field. However, Kyle Larson has also had 8 DNFs so far in 2023. Now, to Larson's credit, some of those DNFs are not his fault. He probably should only have 4 or 5 DNFs, but still, Kyle Larson's had a lot of wrecks so far in 2023. But when this team is not wrecking, they're always contending up front for wins or top 5s or top 10s on a consistent basis. The one thing that Kyle Larson does have at his disposal is the fact that Kyle Larson was very, very good and really, really strong at Phoenix in the spring. He had one of the strongest cars in the field, was potentially going to win the race, made a mistake and got beat by William Byron straight up near the end of the race, which I think hurt Kyle Larson. But the one advantage that Kyle Larson does have compared to the other 3 drivers is he's the only driver who is a former champion in the Final Four. He's looking to cement his legacy and get his second championship. With how Kyle Larson's been the last couple years at Phoenix Raceway, I actually think that Kyle Larson does have a very good shot and a really good opportunity to get it done this year. So I think Kyle Larson is for sure going to be a threat to win the championship. And one thing to note is that the driver who has won the first race of the round of 8 the last 2 years has went on to win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. So Kyle Larson, I think, has to be the favorite mainly because of that. And I think he's got a really great chance and great opportunity to get it done this year. I expect him to for sure be a threat at Phoenix. The third driver who will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship in 2023 is the driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has only won 2 races so far in 2023, those coming at Bristol Dirt and Homestead Miami Speedway, which of course got him into the championship 4. Christopher Bell's had 10 top 5s, 19 top 10s, has a 599 laps led, and has a 12.3 average finish. Christopher Bell had been really, really good to start off the year, but kind of have a little bit of a fall off in the second half of the year. But he has been extremely consistent in these playoffs, and that's one of the key things you need to be if you're going to advance to the championship 4. You also have to be clutch, and Christopher Bell, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series field, and one of the best drivers that currently races today. I think he's going to be someone who is going to be a NASCAR Hall of Famer and will be getting into the Hall of Fame in the next 20 to 30 years. So I think Christopher Bell is not only going to win many more races in his career, but continue doing great things. Now, Christopher Bell was in position to win the race at Phoenix earlier in the spring. And he had one of the strongest cars in the championship race last year in 2022. But I do think it's going to be really tough for Cristobal to get it done. I think he's got a good chance to get it done this year for sure. But I think it's still going to be an uphill battle and a little bit of an uphill climb for Cristobal to be a major threat and contender for this championship. But I think Cristobal can get it done. And we all know historically that the championship four are always the four competing for the wins and competing for the victory. I think that Cristobal does have a really solid chance and a really strong opportunity to contend. I think he will be a threat for the victory this weekend at Phoenix and will have a really great chance and a fantastic opportunity to get it done. And the fourth and final driver who will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship is the driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney has won 3 races so far in 2023. He only has 7 top 5s this season, has 17 top 10s, has 560 laps led, and has a 12.6 average finish. Ryan Blaney had a really good start to the year. Then during the summer months, Penske kind of had a big slump. He did not score a single top 5 finish after winning the Coca-Cola 600. But in these playoffs, Ryan Blaney has really turned a corner and has really turned on the power and the speed out on the racetrack. And I think that's really helped out Team Penske in general and also Ryan Blaney. And Ryan Blaney has been very good in the round of 8. He ended up finishing in the top 10, I think 6th or 7th place at Vegas, had one of the best cars at Homestead, finishing 2nd, and then, of course, won this past week at Martinsville. And the last time the driver had won the race at Martinsville, won on the championship, of course, was Chase Elliott back in 2020. I think Ryan Blaney does have a very good chance to win the championship because Ryan Blaney historically has been very, very good at Phoenix Raceway. Well, he's never won there before in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Ryan Blaney's always up front competing for top 5s and top 10s. And like I said, Ryan Blaney does have a ton of momentum and a ton of confidence going into this race. So I truly do believe that Ryan Blaney will be a threat to win this weekend. I think the Team Penske is going to bring a lot of speed. They won the championship last year by winning this race. I think Ryan Blaney does have a good chance and a fantastic opportunity to get it done. And I do believe that Ryan Blaney is going to be a threat to win the championship this year in 2023. He is a lot of people's favorite to win the championship, and I don't blame them considering the fact that Team Penske has been historically good. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens, though, if you keep up with the speed and keep up with the track at Phoenix Raceway. We'll see what he can do this weekend at Phoenix. So, those are the 4 drivers who will be competing for the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. So who do I think is going to win? I think this is going to be a straight-up dogfight between all 4 drivers. I think all 4 drivers have something going for them going into this race. You have William Byron, the dominant driver, been the best driver altogether in 2023. And he's been very, very good at Phoenix Raceway in his NASCAR Cup Series career. So I think he's got a great chance to get it done. You've got Kyle Larson, the driver who's been checkers and records all season. But when this team has been on, they have been on and probably should have won more races this year in 2023 than they actually have. I think Kyle Larson's going to have a fast enough car to contend for this win. Then you have Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell's also been very, very good this year in 2023, especially in the playoffs. The one thing I'm worried about for Christopher Bell is the pit road, which we'll talk about in a second. And then finally, you've got Ryan Blaney, who I think for a lot of people is the favorite. So I think this is going to be a straight-up fight. So I think Christopher Bell is going to be the last place finisher of the 4 cars. Christopher Bell's pit crew is what I'm worried about. This is the thing I'm a little bit worried about. So I think Bell is the least likely to win the championship. The third place I'm going to say is William Byron. Well, William Byron, I think, absolutely does deserve the championship this year. I just see him coming up short this year in 2023. Yes, he had a lot of momentum this year so far, but I just think this year in 2023, William Byron is not able to clutch it and get it done. So I think the fight is going to be between Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney for the most part for the championship, mainly because Ryan Blaney's been historically really, really good at Phoenix, and of course Kyle Larson has had a few weeks. So who do I think gets it done? I am picking Kyle Larson to win the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series Championship and get his 2nd championship in his career and his 2nd championship in the last 3 years. I mentioned this already, but the last 2 years, the drivers won the first race of the round of 8 has went on to win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. I think that's going to be the case this time around. Kyle Larson also has been very good at Phoenix, had one of the strongest cars in the spring. I know Hendrick's short track program and their short oval programs kind of faded as the season has progressed, but I do believe that Kyle Larson will be a threat. If any of the Hendrick cars can really show up and do it, it definitely is Kyle Larson. Like I said, I think Ryan Blaney's going to be the biggest threat because he's really good at Phoenix. But I think Kyle Larson this year and this time around will get it done. And I believe Kyle Larson will be your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. So, those are my 2023 NASCAR Cup Series championship predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links to more of that, and comment your predictions below for the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. Who do you think is going to be the champion? Let me know in the comments below. Later on today on the channel, there should be a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. Then tomorrow on the channel, we'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race picks for Phoenix Raceway. Then on Friday, we'll have a NASCAR news video most likely dropping. We'll also have the NASCAR Truck Series Championship video for who wins the championship. Then on Saturday, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series Champion video for who wins the championship there. And then on Sunday, of course, we'll have the NASCAR Cup Series Championship video dropping there. Then after that, we got a lot of postseason content dropping on the channel and a lot of other great content dropping as we close out 2023. A lot of team previews also dropping for 2024 starting in the coming weeks. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.